All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. We're going to do a little fun drive this morning, or this afternoon, excuse me. So we are going to take FSD kind of not through a mountain pass, but through a very windy mountain canyon here in Colorado Springs. Just kind of give a visualization in terms of how FSD is able to handle driving through some very windy roads and those types of things. So I'm going to kind of show you where we're headed here. So we're on the west side of Colorado Springs, and so we're just gonna, like I said, have a little fun with it. So we're gonna head towards something that's called Helen Hunt Falls. So if you're visiting our area, this is always a fun place to go visit. So it's only 6 miles away, but it's gonna take us about 17 minutes to get there. But as I zoom in here, you can kind of see this right here is Broadmoor and the Broadmoor Golf Course. But then we're going to kind of make our way through this little windy canyon all the way up here to the visitor center of Helen Hunt Falls. So let's go ahead and just get started. I'm going to get us driving here, and we can talk about um, what we're kind of doing here. So we should just pull out of this parking spot, head straight on, um, and get moving here. But just a different way to put full self driving through the test here, especially in a state like Colorado when you have a lot of you know mountainous areas and canyons and mountain passes and those types of things. And so eventually here I'm going to do a bunch more in the future as well, going up some big mountain passes to see how FSD handles. But we're going to creep out of this parking lot here, start making our way, and so we'll see what we can encounter. And then especially once we get to the canyon, um, they call it North Cheyenne Canyon, we'll kind of weave our way through it. There was a section of it actually a few months ago got washed out by a strong rainstorm, so part of the road actually got eroded and collapsed, and they were able to fix that. So we should be in good shape to get up to the Helen Hunt Falls. And again, if you're visiting the area, it's a fun place to visit. You can walk up the falls as well. But we're going to get started here. So we got some traffic. Like I said, it's just a 6 mile drive basically where we're headed. We'll probably look at it coming back down as well. But this canyon's got a lot of pretty sharp, blind turns, so to speak, if there's cars coming from the other way or anything like that. So we should get some good reaction time to it. But we're going to make our way that way. So right in front of us is Cheyenne Mountain as we're coming up this hill right now. So we'll see it as we get to the top here. So just a beautiful area of Colorado, beautiful area of Colorado Springs as well. That's Cheyenne Mountain for you. So yeah, we're going through the Cheyenne Canyon basically. So right off to the right of the big mountain in front of us is the canyon that we'll drive through. And this is always a place you lose cell reception and the whole business. So again, another good way to test FSD as we're driving through it, especially as we probably lose cell or connectivity in the car itself. So navigation itself and probably GPS can get a little spotty. See how I handled there that truck turn in. So running version 13.2.9. I'll pull that up real quick for everybody. yeah, so version 13.2.9 on the car. We're up to date in terms of our software. About a month ago or whatever it was, got the summer update from Tesla that has Grok with it, so Grok's still sitting there on the screen as well. But we've done enough playing around with Grok, I think, for the time being. Going fast there. The Colorado Springs Police little thing letting us know that it's dirty. Or get stuck behind the garbage truck, it looks like. See how it does here with this garbage truck turning. We're not following. It almost felt like it was going to follow it, so it's going to try to get around it at least as it makes its turn. To come down the path. So little, like you said, on the west side of the city, so you get a lot more hills, a lot more turns and curves and those types of things, especially as we're up here butted against the mountain. See, they're readjusting how they got the road situated as well. But so, like I said, a beautiful drive when you're driving through this area. You know, just a little bit to the south of us is the Broadmoor. Again, that's Cheyenne Mountain out there in the distance. Coming up on the high school whenever it's lunchtime for the high school over here. Might be able to see the Broadmoor out in the distance, the hotel, so 5-star resort. But just about a 2/10 of a mile, and then we'll make our turn towards North Cheyenne Canyon, the North Cheyenne Canyon Road, or area, excuse me. We'll go out that way and then start moving our way in. Like I said, we'll put the FSD through its paces a little bit on this little canyon road, right? If we're going to have, like I've been saying in previous videos, if we're going to have the idea of fully autonomous driving, then we got to be ready for all the little things, right? And whether robotaxi wants to take you to something like a Helen Hunt Falls, how it drives through these very windy canyons. But we're not quite there yet, so still driving through the neighborhood. We'll get there. But this red truck just stopping in the middle of the road, not sure what he's doing. He's figuring life out. Something I'm sure they're going to turn around. It's apparently garbage day around here. Garbage trucks galore. And here we go. Now we got looks like we have a flag man. So we should be stopping. I want to make sure that we do stop. Okay, we do have a flagman. So here's a good little test right here. I knew they were kind of doing a lot of little bit of road construction around these areas, so I think we're gonna be able to go here. Yep, guy flagman turned the sign, and we are good to go. So that's good reaction right there with FSD in terms of getting through a little, you know, the road construction flagman with the stop and slow signs. So I was able to handle that very well. This is where we will enter the North Cheyenne Canyon Park. Got a pedestrian making their way. It did not really want to stop for her that much. Very interesting. So we'll be going up this way into the canyon. So the road is open. So like I said, they just fixed a portion of the road not too long ago. Like I said, it got washed out with there's creeks that come out of the mountains constantly, obviously. So it took out a big portion of the road. They had to come in and fix it. They fixed it pretty quick. So like I said, here we are. We're gonna have these very windy roads, and we could have traffic coming down out of the canyon as well. Oh, excuse me. Right, real tight turn right here. So I said through this you get a lot of this. So very blind turn. So it's a good challenge for FSD. A lot of different pull-offs in this area as well. It's like cars are parked here. It's funny though. It's you can't tell on camera, but it's speeding up and then kind of slowing down and speeding up, slowing down. Especially now we got the car in front of us. They're gonna stop or slow down. We got another Tesla up here. These are a lot of pull-offs for like hiking trails and those types of things. Real tight turns. And you're not going super fast up this either. But following Utah here, their Beamer. So we'll see if they drop into one of these pull-offs as well. See how FSD reacts. This might have been the part where the road washed out. Honestly, oh, we got somebody in the middle of the walking down the middle of the road. He got out. The way it looked like. So very older cobblestone type of bridges that are in this canyon. But looks like FSD keeps getting real close to this car that's in front of us. Which is interesting. Getting more type of turn. Almost like a switchback type of drive as well. Like I said, and I'll film coming down the canyon as well. So we got about half a mile, looks like, I think, till we get to the visitor center for the Helen Hunt Falls. Hiker crossing the road. Like I said, looks like they're going to pull off right here. So we will keep going. Like I said, blind turns as bikers come down, right? Another blind turn, really, real tight. Another tight turn. Like I said, and we've lost connection to the car up in this canyon, which is normal. So connectivity is not there. But it's something like this where FSD has a pretty high reliance on its camera system, and I think it's called Tesla Vision, in order to navigate its way up here. And this is the visitor center. So I'm going to find us a parking spot. It doesn't want to find one itself. It doesn't. It was just going to keep going, but we're going to park right here. So I'm going to take a second here. We'll stop the video right here, and then we'll kind of pick up once I depart this area, and we'll kind of head back down towards the canyon. All right, so picking back up here. So we're going to leave the parking lot now of this Helen Hunt Falls Visitor Center. Throw a picture up here of what the falls look like as well, just if you're coming to the area and want to visit a place like this. But we're going to go back down Cheyenne Canyon now. So running without connectivity because you have absolutely no service up here. I can even, show you on my phone here that I got SOS as well. So let's see. Hopefully, I can get us going here um, without having any type of connection. So FSD should be able to back out of the spot. It's going to see somebody though. Good job. They're walking behind us, so we're going to go back down the canyon. So we went up. So let's head back down. See how the car handles with full self-driving through this canyon. So you can tell it's going slow, like it's leaving this parking lot. Not sure why we're going so slow. But we are creeping for some weird reason. Gave it a little bit of encouragement on the accelerator. So hopefully that helps it a little bit, but Not sure if that's why we're kind of creeping a little bit here, if it's because of connectivity and it doesn't really have an idea of, knowing, but I mean, the map knows kind of where we're at. I mean, GPS should be there, but it's taking a slow roll down the hill, so that's good, I guess. It's gonna make, if I get cars behind me, it's gonna make them upset, but it is what it is. So it's just seeing how, I mean, we are dropping in elevation. I'm assuming we went up probably about, I would say 500 to 800 feet. So we're speeding up though. So it's going to use a lot of regen to come down. And again, on these tight turns, I mean, we're going to more than likely have cars coming up as well, but hugging the center line. And again, like I said, a very popular spot for hiking, and there's a creek that's following down right on the right side of us as well. So a lot of people pulling off to either hike, or I used to come here as a kid and picnic with my family out here on this creek. Nice little breeze looks like coming through the canyon. This little switchback, hairpin turn. Car right there. Signs, sign that says heavy roadside traffic ahead. So very, like I said, cautious. You got all these pull offs and everything. So but it's doing a pretty good job, and you can tell that it's a little bit more cautious going down the hill here, down this canyon, versus coming up it. So yeah, this is where the road washed out, and so this is where they fixed it. Let's see if I can get a good thumbnail here. Do one I haven't done in a while. Tight turn, car, very good. no, it's done a pretty good job, and we're coming pretty close to the end of this canyon. So this is again North Cheyenne Canyon here in Colorado Springs. So we should be coming out of it relatively soon. That's why we're kind of speeding up as we get towards the bottom of it. All right, slows down for the turns. But that right there is basically the trip down at that point. So FSD did a very good job handling that. Not a fast, it's not a huge, mountain, mountain pass or anything like that. But this is one of these, very narrow, short little mountain canyon drives um, that you can experience here within town as well. So I'm gonna pull off, I think, right in this parking lot to kind of end this out. So I'm gonna stop this because that's not what I'm navigating to. But we'll pull off right here, kind of end out the video. So this is an open space parking lot. So if you want to go hiking or anything like that, so that's where I'm gonna stop us. But there you go. FSD did a great job. Let's put us in park, taking us through that canyon. So thanks for coming along for the ride to kind of put it through its paces a little bit. If you like what you've seen, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and I'll see you next time.